Welcome to PlayBranson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. I'm your host, Chris Meyer, and today's show is brought to you by iBranson.com, where you can find lots of information about Branson shows and attractions. If you're looking for the latest schedules, go to iBranson.com. Our guest artist today is Brittany Marie, a new artist with Hamners Unbelievable Variety Show. She's an aerialist and an illusion assistant. What is an aerialist? It's a person who performs acrobatics high above the ground on a tightrope or trapezes typically. Now, she's going to talk about her aerialist information later on. If you're in Branson, you can watch us on the Vacation Channel, and that's the Channel 6 or on Optimum Cable on 36-1 if you watch via an antenna. You can still catch us on all of our social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, or our website at PlayBranson.com. If you're a local and you haven't gotten your dining passport yet, what are you waiting for? This is a great way to save money, try new restaurants, and help charity at the same time. You can visit thediningpassport.com, or you can pick one of these up at the BransonMissouri.com Welcome Center at 269 State Highway 248. Tons of great deals in here for locals. Now, if you're a tourist, then you really need the Flavor of Branson Dining Guide, and you'll find everything restaurants in this, listing all restaurants, all the categories. There's tons of coupons, and get your complete dining guide for free in most hotel lobbies around Branson. We'll be back in just a moment with Brittany Marie. Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson, and today on the show for the very first time, I have Brittany Marie. Brittany, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And so you are at this show called Hamners Unbelievable Variety, and it is a huge variety show with lots of different things going on. And we're going to talk about that, but before we talk about the show in more detail, we want to talk about you and your history. So kind of tell us how you got into this business.
Well, very interesting. I was a competitive gymnast growing up, so most of my life was spent in the gym, basically like a full-time job, and I learned how to do acrobatics, and then after I got done, kind of pursuing that myself, I took some time to actually grow up as a kid.
Because you were doing this as a kid.
Yes,
and
yes.
So
from the time I was 3 until I was 13. So
wow.
It was.
So by the time you were 13, I bet you were doing flips and twists and turns and.
Yeah, pretty much anything that they could, assist me in gaining skill-wise, I would attempt to do it. So it was pretty intense and, a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
So,
now, is it because you wanted to do it or were you pushed to do it?
A little bit of both, I would say. I have always loved acrobatics and performing them, and I think that was why I eventually wanted to get into circus and start performing, because it felt like the element of art was missing. And I think that's where I felt like pushed.
Okay.
Into the sport and the competition side of things.
So at 13, did you stop for a while?
Yeah, I stopped for a while. I was in a marching band and, different things like that. In high school, I actually attended Willard High School, so was in their marching band. And then whenever I got out of school age, I pursued teaching and had a long teaching career before I kind of finally was like, if I want to perform, this is my time to go pursue that more. So
now, when you say teaching, are you talking about teaching
gymnastics?
Gymnastics. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. Well, also because I teach aerials as well, aerial arts, which is what I do at Hamners now. I found that out in San Diego, California. Moved there for a little bit and started training and doing some classes there. And just fell in love with aerial silks. That's what I like to do the most, or some people call them tissues or ribbons. I fell in love with it, started learning, came back and started teaching up in Springfield with my friends at Springfield Aerial Fitness.
Aerial fitness.
Yes, Springfield Aerial Fitness.
So this is when you're in the air.
Yes.
Okay, see, I haven't heard of that. Have you guys heard of that? I have not heard of that.
Information.
Yes.
On raw ears, probably. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're up there teaching this stuff.
And you get a great workout from it. Danny T, she's got some great classes going up in Springfield. So taught there for a while and then decided again, now I've been teaching aerials, now I want to pursue performing aerials. So I went out to Chicago to the Actors Gymnasium and started doing circus school there. Came back and started working at the Stampede, got a job there doing dancing and their aerial act there, and learned how to ride some horses, and then heard the Hamners were looking for an aerialist, and variety shows are like my passion, more kind of in line with what I do. So I'm over there now, and I love it.
Here's the deal. I'm guessing there's not a lot of people that are hiring aerialists every day, right? And so it's a very niche thing.
Yes, for sure.
And when you were doing that at Dolly Stampede, like what part of the show were you doing that in?
So they have a bird act. I'm not sure if you've seen the show or if people have seen the show, but they have it's the Thunderbird. It's actually a really cool act. You are flying in a single point harness, and you land on a horse. You land horseback and fly off the horse and interact with one of the riders there. So it's a really neat act. But I had never done the single point harness before whenever I went there. So that was a whole new aerial learning experience for me, which was really interesting and fun.
Yeah. So how long were you at the circus school?
Well, I was supposed to be there 9 months. It was a 9-month program, and then COVID hit while I was there. So I ended up being there. I actually did another year of the program. And in entirety, I think I was there about 3 years.
Okay. And so now, did you go out into a circus, or did you come straight to Branson from there?
From there, when school ended, I actually did a little bit of some gig work around Chicago area, and then there were a couple smaller circuses I was a part of. Low ceiling circus. It was just, small groups of people there. Chicago has a lot of that. Just kind of getting together, incorporating theater and circus and gymnastics and, kind of a hoopla of like a bunch of stuff all in one. So I did a couple of those that, just ran like a few shows here and there.
Gotcha. But now, like your dream of saying, hey, can I do this like as an art in a show or theater has come true.
Yeah.
And so
it's really exciting, actually. I've waited a long time for my own silk act in a show that I get to do every night and just share that, passion of mine. So
now, are you still teaching this as well?
I'm not right now, currently.
Okay.
But I have a lot of people ask every night if I am doing classes or teaching. So it's definitely something I'm not closed off to doing. Right. But it was, something I was just kind of laying to rest for a little bit while I could get some performing out. So.
Okay, this is a great place for us to stop. And we'll be back in just a second with more with Brittany Marie. Hang tight.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson. We're here with Brittany Marie, and she is the new aerialist over at Hamners Unbelievable Variety Show. And so let's talk about the show. Yes. And maybe somebody's never seen it. They don't have any clue what it is. Tell them what they can expect and get.
Right. So this is like an interesting question because people often ask that. And variety shows, first off, are difficult to explain because people are so used to going and seeing a show with a particular theme. Variety is what it is. It's variety. There's so many different things, but that's what is amazing about it because there's kind of something for everyone whenever you go watch. The way I would describe Hamners, though, is it's a variety and magic or illusion show. So it's kind of nice because you get the variety of acts, like my circus acts that I'm doing, silks and aerial arts. And then we have a sear wheel act. We've got some
and
singers.
So maybe someone doesn't understand what a sear wheel is.
They're like,
what is that?
So Anthony does sear wheel. It's basically a big metal wheel that you get on and you do tricks and flips and spins. And most people, are really interested in watching it. And they're always like, how does he not, injure his fingers, or how does he not get so dizzy? And they'll ask me questions about how I don't get dizzy, or, and it's all training and you learn how to do it. But so it's sear wheel. And then we've got Johnny Lone Star doing the roping, which is really cool coming from Stampede. I love that we have a roper and he does, whip work. And I think he still has, I'm not sure what all he's even doing now.
Is he doing any gunslinging?
Probably some gunslinging. Yeah. So that's something a lot of people in the area really like. And we've got some singers. We've got Jeff Brandt doing the impersonations, which is really great. His Neil Diamond is really awesome. And but the common theme throughout all of it is the Hamners and their magic, and their bird act is just amazing. Like my aerial silk act comes on right after their bird act whenever you come see the show, and that's just so cool to follow right after that, because they've been doing that act for years, and it's a timeless act. And
so Dave Hamner is a longtime really magician, and he's actually mentored lots of other magicians in Branson and in other places, I believe. And you'll have the birds flying above you in the theater still, as that still happens. Yes. And so we've had a lot of the entertainers on over time from the show. So if you want to go back and see even any of the other entertainers, you can go to our Facebook page or our website, PlayBranson.com, and see some of those other interviews. Now, you talk about silks.
Yes.
We have to make sure that some people may not know even what that is. So let's talk about what that is.
Yes. So a lot of people, it doesn't really click until I say the word Cirque du Soleil. And then they start to really get this visual of the fabric hanging from the ceiling. And it's one of the newer art forms in circus. Yeah, it's a combination of strength. It's kind of like music. You learn a lot of theory of knots and piece it all together. It's dance. It's very hard to describe.
Well,
actually.
But you're up in the air.
Yeah.
And you're hanging by these two silks, and you're doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And so you've got to know what you're doing, because you're not harnessed in, right?
No.
And so if you fall, you die.
Your
right?
silks is your harness. So one thing that I tell people about circus or aerial apparatuses is you've got, a hoop, which I love the aerial hoop. I do a little bit of that in the show as well. That you have an apparatus and you do tricks on it. Silks, you make your apparatus first and then you do the tricks on it. So it is a little bit more complicated, and there's a lot of danger to it. People fall out of wraps and different things, but if you know what you're doing, then
we hope that doesn't. We hope that doesn't happen to you.
That surely doesn't happen. So.
Now, also on the show, you have dancers, and is Tamara Tinoco still on the show?
Yes, Tamara is. Okay. Yes, she's amazing. Yeah, love her.
So truly, when we say variety show, folks, we really mean variety. So everything from magic to acrobatics to aerial, to impressions to sing. I mean, it's really designed to be for the whole family at the end of the day.
Yes, it's very family friendly. The kids absolutely love it, and they are honestly my favorite part of the show. They're why I do what I do. I can have a row of 5 little tiny princess girls, and I'm happy as a performer. That's what I love. So
now, after the show, do you come out after the show and talk to people?
Yeah. So we have a meet and greet that we do at the end of the show in the lobby, and we sign any of the merchandise that's sold or tickets. And it's really great to be able to just talk to everyone and get to know you guys and get to know, all the people coming to visit.
That's one of the unique things about Branson, though. Most shows, and it changed a little bit during COVID, but most shows will do these meet and greets afterwards. And and that's really part of our brand is Branson, about entertainment you can touch and entertainment that touches you. And that's kind of a way where people can get closer to the stars.
Yes. Yeah, I enjoy it so much. I'm so happy that we have that part at the end. It's great.
So let's talk about location. Tell people where the theater is, and then let's talk about show schedule.
Yeah, so the theater's over on Shepherd of the Hills. I like to tell people just, where the IMAX is. Just keep going down, and you'll see the sign, Dave and Denise and their birds up there, and the turn-in. We have, the show schedule varies a little bit, so you'll want to go on the Hamners Unbelievable website to see that. We do have some other shows in the theater going on during the days. We have ABBA, Beach Boys, Bee Gees, and then Mike Walker does some shows over there as well. But ours are always the PM shows, so 8 p.m. And we'll be running, I think, 4 shows a week in April, and then after that in summer we kick it up to, I believe, 5 or 6. But you'll have to go on the website to check that out.
So Tuesday, I'm showing here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 p.m., followed by, when they go summertime, a 3 p.m. Sunday show. So the schedule is pretty consistent. And then towards the end of December, it tweaks a little bit, but overall, you're pretty safe when you say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 p.m., and then adding the Sunday at 3 p.m. in the summer season. So, well, it's been great having you on the show today. Folks, go check her out. Go see this aerialist silk thing and all the craziness that she does. You're going to, she's super strong to be able to do that stuff. So, awesome. It's great having you here on the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll be back in just a second to wrap the show up. Welcome back to PlayBranson. We're wrapping the show up today. We'd like to thank Brittany Marie for stopping by the studio. And you can find Hamners Variety Theater at 3090 Shepherd of the Hills Expressway. Shows are typically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 p.m. And then they do some 3 p.m.s on Sundays throughout the summer. The end of December, like I said earlier, some of the dates change a little bit, but you can find all of the Hamner Variety shows on iBranson.com. Next week's show, we have Federa, and I hope I'm saying that name right, for a new show called The Hits here in Branson. So we want to talk to her about a new show over at the Copeland Theater called The Hits. Now, I always give you upcoming events that are coming on. So there's a whole bunch of things happening this spring. We're going to run through those right now. April 14th through 16th, we have the Women of Joy Conference with CeCe Winans. She's a top award-winning gospel singer. She's going to be in town over at the Convention Center. I think that may already be sold out. April 21st through the 22nd, we have Music Fest at Clay Cooper Theater. You can see a whole bunch of entertainers there. April 21st through the 22nd, we've got the Branson Collector Car Auction. April 21st through the 23rd, we have the Favored Women Conference. And I'm really excited. Crowder's going to be there with Natalie Grant, tons of other entertainers and speakers. That's over at the Branson Hilltop Theater, which is the former Welk Theater. So you may want to check that conference out there. There's also the Springtime Jubilee Conference on April 24th through the 26th. Bunch of singers there as well. Linda Randall, the Hoppers, the Gaithel Vocal Band, and more over at the Branson Hilltop Theater as well. Now, coming up in May 4th through the 29th, we have Bluegrass and Barbecue at Silver Dollar City. Oh, I love some barbecue and bluegrass. Lots of bluegrass entertainment. May 11th and 12th, we have our local theater folks over at Owens Theater doing Nonsense, the mega musical. May 12th over at Black Oak, we have Clay Walker and Lone Star and Neil McCoy. That is going to be an awesome concert. May 26th, Hairball with special guest Morak Mojo over at Black Oak Amphitheater also. A lot of great stuff happening out there. Matt Gumm's got some stuff happening May 27th. He's doing 14 dates this year for his special shows. Coming up in June, Travis Tritt on June 3rd at Black Oak. Michael W. Smith, June 3rd out at Silver Dollar City's Amphitheater. June 3rd through the 16th, Summer Celebration out at Silver Dollar City with Nick Lowenda's Xerxes. June 22nd, High School Musical Junior over at the Owens Theater. June 30th, Chris Jansen at Black Oak. And then in July, Stone Temple Pilots, July 1st. I don't think they've ever been in the area. I've heard of them, never seen them. I think that'll probably be a rockin' concert. Craig Morgan, July 16th at Clay Cooper's Theater. Kids Rock at July 22nd through the 23rd. Monty Python, Spamalot, July 27th through August 6th. And then August, we have Justin Moore and Scotty McCreery, August 18th. Nellie and Friends, August 19th out at Black Oak. And then followed up by the Southern Gospel Picnic, August 24th through September 4th. And then September 1st, one of my favorite artists of all time, Toby Mac. And then we have Country Music Days, September 8th through the 10th out at Silver Dollar City. The Oak Ridge Boys are going to be playing numerous dates this fall at the Mansion Theater. September 20th through the 21st, we have Jimmy Fortune, we have Gene Watson. So lots of folks coming up. These are special events, okay? We have awesome events happening every day in Branson. Lots of different shows, and we don't discount them. We just want to let you know what some of the special events are coming up. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, and if you need help planning your Branson vacation, be sure to go to iBranson.com. You can also call those people at 877-ENTERTAIN. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week on PlayBranson.